Hi, I'm Vagabond Vegan and I'm going to give you my top 5 tips today on how to build muscle as a hard gainer. Tip number 1, eat more. Guys, there's no secret to weight gain. It's a summation of calories in versus calories out. If you have a deficit, then you're going to lose weight. If you've got a surplus, you're going to gain weight. If you're not taking in enough calories, then your body's going to burn muscle and fat. And that's not what we heart gainers want, do we guys? No way, man! Negative calories, bad. Positive calories, good. So to figure out what calorific requirements you have, go online to a website like the one linked below in the description, put in your age, your weight, your height, and your activity levels. So as a basic rule, add about 15% more calories onto that to make your calorie surplus. So for me, I'm 6'5", male, 25, young, massive metabolic rate. So what works for me is to break it down from 3 meals to 7 meals. So how this works, set an alarm on my watch, every 2 hours I eat something. Just a plain reminder, and after a while then it becomes habitual and you eat when you feel like it rather than having to remind yourself. I've got an alarm set for 8 in the morning, breakfast, then 10 o'clock, second breakfast, then 12 o'clock, which would be my third breakfast, then 2 o'clock, which would be kind of lunchtime, 4 o'clock, which would be second lunch, 6 o'clock, which would be pre-dinner, and then 8 o'clock, which would be my full dinner. Each meal is broken down equally into the same amount of calories. So for me, I take in about 2,750 calories according to the calculator. I add 500 for my surplus. Broken down into 7 meals, that's about 460 calories. Smaller portions, but over a period of time, it builds up to your requirements. It's much easier though to plan these meals up to 4 days in advance, so all the prep is done on that day and there's no worries for the rest of the week. It's actually so easy. All you have to do is go to the fridge when the old alarm buzzes and warm up your meal. I'm also going to link a video in the description below of me preparing meals for the week. Now I haven't done this video yet, but it will be down there shortly. Tip number 2, hydrate yourself! You gotta make sure that you're consuming plenty of water on a daily basis. Being dehydrated can impact on your workouts and overall can deteriorate your muscle building potential. Water is essentially the building blocks of life. Your body is made of water. Your body is over 80% water. Aim for around 2 or 3 litres a day. The more plant-based whole foods that you consume, the less water you're going to have to drink. So try and consume plenty of fruit and vegetables. I recommend the first thing you do when you get up in the morning is to drink some water. I recommend not drinking caffeine. That's personal opinion. Caffeine helps dehydrate your body, so try and stay away from it as much as possible. I myself don't drink caffeine anymore. I feel so much better for it. Quit taking caffeine. You'll no longer have these dips and spikes in energy levels, especially if you've got a low glycemic load and you're consuming food throughout the day instead of having big meals. It helps with kidney and liver function, and there's so many positive benefits to drinking enough water, you just can't list them all in this short video. Tip numero 3! Get enough sleep.
Oh, hi fella! Hi fella!
You don't grow when you're in the gym. Your body repairs itself when you're at rest. So if you don't sleep enough, then you're not going to grow any bigger. Not getting enough sleep can lower your testosterone level as well as increasing your cortisol levels, which makes you stressed throughout the day. Now this is something that will affect your workout greatly, so I cannot stress it enough how important it is to get at least 8 hours. Personally, I found what works is to limit your blue light exposure, so cell phones. When you're in your bed, don't do anything, just sleep. Your bedroom's for sleeping and nothing else. Unless you've got a girlfriend, then maybe it's a little bit different. Now I have as a rule, 2 hours before bedtime, I don't exercise and I don't eat anything. If I follow these tips, 9 times out of 10, I have a perfect night's sleep. Now, as someone who's been training in swimming, running and cycling, this comes as a harder point for me to explain, but you have to limit your cardio.
Tip number 4, do less cardio.
If you're running a couple miles, cycling a couple miles, swimming a couple 100 meters, then you're going to burn a shit ton of calories, and it's absolutely almost impossible. I'm telling you, impossible to reach your calorific surplus. So recently what I've done is I've cut down on how much cardio I'm doing. 20 minutes is probably enough, and I always train with intensity to stimulate more muscle growth. I guess you gotta think in terms of the sprinter. So to look at a sprinter's body, he's muscular, well defined and very powerful. Now in comparison, look at someone who does marathon or perhaps long distance cycling. They look very skinny and weak. They're not skinny and weak, they're very strong and athletic and fit, but visually they look thin. So if you're doing 1,000,000 miles a week, cut down and you'll put weight on. It's just too hard to gain weight on a vegan diet when you're training 10+ hours a week doing cardio. I'm sorry guys, but it just is. Tip number 5, single. Lift heavy. Aim for the 3 to 8 rep range, going for 85% of your 1 rep max. Now overloading your muscles to this extent will stimulate growth to the highest level. If you're quite new to weight training, stick to compound exercises. Those are exercises which train more than one muscle group at a time. I urge you to check out this app. I've used it in the past. It's called Strong Lifts. It gives you a set workout each day, 3 days per week. You lift heavy. You lift 5 sets of 5 each week. They add weight onto your lifts to increase your strength. I found it works very well. It's worth checking out. Also within the app they show you form and timings on lifts, so it's pretty good. So to sum it all up, tip number 1, eat more. Tip number 2, hydrate. Tip number 3, sleep enough. Tip number 4, do less cardio. Tip number 5, lift heavy. And if you follow these, you'll be well on your way to making some vegan gains. Yeah, buddy! Most importantly, don't forget to plan your routine in and out of the gym. Please let me know if this video has been helpful for you. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you're having any problems as a vegan gaining weight, and I'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you for watching my video, and please don't forget to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button on the screen now, and remembering to click the bell, which will give you notifications on my next video. Thank you for watching. Vagabond Vegan out.